comes and goes, it goes, it goes. My weakness echoes in my soul. Oh, it echoes in my soul. My weakness comes and goes, it goes, it goes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Stats' Game House. We've got an amazing show for you coming up, and it's going to be none other than this battle for gamers that we're having tonight, where we pit the superstars versus the rising amateurs. And today we're continuing with the quarterfinals of the rising amateurs bracket. We're going to have 2 games for you today. It's going to be Ascendancy versus Ukiyo Esports, and none other than Ascension versus EzMoney. If you want to know more about the tournament itself, let's take a quick look at the bracket, which we're going to show up on your screens and see where everything sort of stands and where everything is kind of at the moment.
Well, for today, of course, we're going to have the Rising Amateurs bracket. Coming off now, yesterday we had the Superstars bracket. Today, Rising Amateurs once again. First game of the day, we're going to be starting off with Ascendancy versus Ukiyo Esports. Afterwards, we're going to move on to our second best of 3 of the day. All games are going to be best of 3s. That's going to be Ascension versus EzMoney. So these guys, whoever comes out on top, are going to go against each other head to head, and then they're going to face whoever comes out on top of the Superstar bracket. So we're going to probably have sort of a David and Goliath at the end of all this, where, you know, a very unexpected type of battle that we might see coming towards the finals. So Ascendancy versus Ukiyo and Ascension versus EzMoney. Let's talk a bit about these teams. What can you give us in terms of information here, my man El Strado? Let's start off with the first 2 teams.
All right, so for me, Ascendancy and Ukiyo Esports is going to be an interesting one. It's hard to say because the games that they played yesterday, these first 2 teams, they kind of were unexpectedly just it's sad to say they were just stomps. They both ended up in 2-0s. Diamonds fell short and went 0-2 on the first day, unfortunately for them. But they did put up a good fight. And Ascendancy actually did have to struggle a little bit to get to this spot right here. Now, on the other hand, after the first day, Ukiyo Esports made short work of Black Knights, which was a big surprise considering that we have seen Black Knights previously in, laser tag, and they did do quite well. So both of these teams are going to go up against each other, and I think it's going to be a good one considering how well they performed previously. As for the next one, the next game after that, it's going to be a little bit hard to say as well, because both these matches were very close in the end. So Ascension and EzMoney did really, really well in that game yesterday. The other day rather, where they came up in a 2-1 victory, finally bring us into a map number 3. That went down really close against Apex, and that's where we saw that crazy 148 turnaround on the Hardpoint second map. Now, for Pure Esports versus Ascension, that was also a really close game where Pure Esports just failed to show up, I'd say, for the second maps. And that really kind of ended up turning into a letdown. So I'm not 100% sure where this is going to go today. It's definitely going to be hard to make predictions because just of the way that these guys have been playing. It's been on and off. But we hope to see a little bit more of a higher play as we go into the first game of the day, the first series of the day. And we're going to be starting it right here at Stats' Game House. It is the Battle of Gamers quarterfinals. It's going to be the game number 1, and we're going to be seeing none other than Ascension versus... Wait, did I get that right? Is it Ascension?
It is.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, Ascension versus... Ascendancy versus Ukiyo Esports on the first game of the day.
Both of these first 2 teams seem to be quite on the road to ascend. They both seem to have the same idea in terms of naming their teams, but we're going to start off with round number 1 here. Search and destroy, of course, here on map number 1. Let's get it off with Ascendancy. Seem to be I think a bit of a network issue there for little waffles rather, but everything seems to be going all right. They have moved themselves here up into the hotel, and as they have control of B on the attacking side, still going to try and go for the plant here on towards A, and it's pretty surprising how the defensive side here, you don't typically see the defensive side really give up the A point. They typically like to stack the A point if anything, but in this case they went for the B point. I think they were expecting a hotel push there. Togg's foster dad is able to find 2 little waffles, the second one of that, and now in the 2v5 here in the retake, it isn't looking too well, while Apathetic and Pancakes are about to get frags of their own, and Apathetic, that's his second now in a row. A 3k for either team, and well, things have evened all up.
Yeah, Togg's foster dad getting almost another one. I think he gets the tag right there. Gonna get rushed though, but his teammates Nade will back him up. Little Pancake gets him. Krill's gonna get the trade in the end. So there's a couple of players here that I do want to mention that people should watch out for in terms of performance, right? So on the attacking side, currently on the red side, Togg's foster dad yesterday was lighting things up with that sniper. You want to watch out for him. He started out that round with 2 quick kills at the beginning, managed to hold on until the very end until he was finally rushed by 2 players. And as well as Krill, I want to mention this. Krill was absolutely the MVP for his team yesterday. Did absolutely fantastic, straight up walking into bomb sites and winning 1v2s and crossfire. So if there's anyone to watch out for on this team, definitely take a look at him. On the other side, Little Pancake did perform really well yesterday. So if there's anyone to watch out for building that momentum, I'd say go for him. But speaking of players that are, popping off right now, Lowly getting 2, Apathetic getting traded in the end, EV3 still right here, but taken down by that rocket launcher kill. Apathetic will get that kill onto Krill as well. And now it's an open A bomb site.
A is open, and it is a 2v2 situation. Bomb is dropped though, and it's being held here by Ukiyo Esports. I believe Ukiyo.
Yeah.
There they are. Ukiyo here in the defense, and well, they're gonna get found. It's low-key. Rowley does find the second frag at the end. He popped off absolutely this round. That's his 3rd, getting at least most of the entire team on the Ascension Esports side. Ascendancy, rather.
So Ascendancy here, currently defending really well. I like the read on that stack onto the A side, but Lowly also getting 1, but not going to be able to get that frag onto Little Pancake. Little Waffle doing some work of his own with that SMG. Revolver not really finding the kills that he wants, but Togg's foster dad struggling in the situation. Will almost pick that up, but is going to go down in the end, and that's going to lead to a 2-1 scoreline yet again here. And now we're going to see finally Ascendancy now take a little bit of a scoreline for themselves.
Well, they only have 1 point away from tying things all up. That's a pretty so here in the defensive side, his Ascendancy, on the attacking side rather, is going to be Ukiyo. Togs though, a double kill with him, 1 with his sidearm. The perfect opportunity to pull it out, and he does make good work of it. They're pushing now here, Ukiyo Esports, towards the A site, but they're actually wrapping around, and a good rotation coming in from the defensive side here from Ascendancy. A double kill for Mikey to finish things off, and well, they didn't even reach the bomb site there, Ukiyo, as Ascendancy stopped them in their tracks quite early on.
I like the idea for the quick play. Just didn't really work out for them. But I think that the crossfires right here that we've been seeing, the quick trades that we've been seeing, is really showing us that there is, a high level of play happening here. Just like this Krill, he's doing this thing again. We saw him do this yesterday. Just absolutely be, the guy to walk into entry into a site, and nobody could really contest him. And so I think the response here for Ascendancy is to just sort of let them have the site and then just go for the retake onto A. At the moment, they are 1 person down, which is going to be a little bit difficult, and EV3 is low on HP, so let's see how they do with this retake.
Yeah, here, it seems like they've been trying to go for the retakes instead of trying to just contest straight up the A site, which is, you don't see too often, but it is also always nice to see as well. In that case, EV will find frag on the Krill, their entry fragger, and Mikey's going to find himself going down, but Lowly will find the last frag once again to find another round here for Ukiyo.
Yeah, Ukiyo Esports, they've been really good on this on the search and destroy map. They're really good at knowing when to change up their strategies, whether it's stacking a site, whether it's actually going for those quick pushes or those executes. They sort of know how to get their opponent off guard, and I think it's really been showing here when they want to play slow. It always keeps their opponents questioning them, like, are they going to push this round? Are they going to finally, rush us? And they actually have been very successful doing this. Now they're playing a little bit more passive, a little bit slower here. And I definitely am appreciating that, because you can see that it's really getting into the mind of Ascendancy.
Ukiyo kind of have a opposite philosophy here, or strategy, for defending this map. And it seems like they're going to be stacking the A site. We saw previously that the Ascendancy were doing quite the opposite. They'd stack B site towards Hotel, and then retake A if everything ever happens towards the A site. They're going to just try and go for the retake. In this case, though, Ukiyo Esports are going to try and just stack it and they actually have quite a more balanced or rather spread out defense here, as Lil Waffles does find Mikey and Krill will go down. Now that is the thing you have to be careful about when you're trying to go for a more split out defense is that if you don't have the proper crossfires, sometimes it's going to be hard to trade off to each other as they make their way already here into the A site. Well, it doesn't seem like Ukiyo has anything good to do here, as well they did fight back quite valiantly even after losing the 2 opening picks, but in the end, second round now on the board here for Ascension.
Slowly with an amazing play, he just pushes out that smoke, finds one, almost gets the other one. He actually does get 2, and then eventually he gets traded. So that was a really good idea to push out that smoke. Just unfortunate for him that he got traded out. Didn't expect the last player to be behind him, but that was a really good idea. So Ascendancy finally getting another round on the board, preventing them from getting to match point. And so it's now a 4-2 scoreline that we're seeing here, and a little bit more competitive, I'd say.
Yeah, Pathetic, he's going to find a kill there of his own there towards Grandma's house. And as Apathetic, he might just find a second here. He's playing quite aggressively, but he's going to actually pull back, and he's going to let his other teammate push up and in. I believe that's Lil Waffles there. I'm going to try and make their way here through the shortcut right behind the house. Now, he's going to find the second, as predicted, and lowly as he goes down. That's going to be the defense here of Ukiyo Esports, up quite a bit. Togs going for the close-range battles there, but I don't think that's exactly the best idea. Togs, he's going to go down, and, well, as Mikey finds one of his own, that's now a 2v3 situation here in the favor of Ascendancy. They are playing here towards the mid-street, and they do have control of the tank for now, but Krieg is going to find Mikey. As Wavy goes down at the end, that's a double kill for Krieg to find the third round here for Ascendancy.
Yeah, I like the idea to set up that crossfire in mid. They were able to call out that. You actually saw Tog's foster dad holding that angle inside Grandma's house. He was able to just fall back, call out for his team that he was getting rushed as the sniper. But what happened was the crossfire actually did end up getting dismantled. I think over peaking that angle was what happened for Togs, and just like right now, Apathetic. Sorry, EV3 actually getting 2, Little Pancake getting 1, and now it's another completely open bomb site here. We're gonna see more than likely, yeah, and there it is. It's gonna be a tied scoreline, 4-4. The offense has just been unstoppable right now for Ascendancy.
Things are now all equalized up, and well, we're only a round away from match point for either side. Ascendancy is gonna take this one, and it's going to be quite a big round to take early on. Utility out quite early here for the defensive side of Ukiyo Esports, and they're once again going to have a straight line of offense. Look at the minimap to where they're going to be trying to hold this site. And so, Apathetic here once again inside Grandma's house. Actually, Lil Waffle is going to go down first as Hogs finds that frag. They have taken control of the rear part of the site here, especially here towards the down part of the center street, and they're going to be trying to use whatever verticality they can as well. But it does seem now, Ukiyo Esports are actually going for they're not actually holding into one spot. They're rotating back around. It almost seems like their movement would kind of be like what you might expect from an attacking side when they're just trying to look for picks first. But at least for now, nothing yet coming out on the side as well here for Ukiyo.
Yeah, I think it's just information, trying to see if they can get information together as a team, making sure they don't really lose anybody. But quick trades right now. Krieg's getting one onto Little Pancake and getting another one onto Tog's foster dad. That's a defense getting dismantled. Apathetic going down in the end. Now it's Mikey and Wavy in a current 2v2 situation. They do have some time to play with, but Wavy going for that spray down, not going to find anybody. At the meantime, nades will come out though, but does get the tag and the frag here. Mikey getting that kill. EV3 actually going down here. Now it's all up to Kriegs, all alone in a 1v2. Does have time, does have 26 seconds, so there's something that he can do. The bomb has been dropped a little bit far from him, but it's, I'd say, in a recoverable spot. Does actually pick it up though, so let's see where he decides to go. Could be A or B. Looks like he's going to go for the B side plant instead, where this is actually the best call that he could have made, because there's no one here to get him. It's all going to be up to this retake, all going to be up to the post plant situation. He does manage to find some breathing room here.
Oh. The sound keys are giving himself away though. He's gonna get found from behind. A double peek coming in from him, and Mikey is gonna get that round. Unfortunate for Kriegs, couldn't find at least a 1v1 to try and equalize things all up. But it's gonna be Ukiyo Esports going up around here, and they're already at match point.
Yeah, I like the idea. I think that the play was quite good to stick together and just go for that trade. I mean, that's how you should be playing those 2v1 positions. It's very dangerous to do that. However, going into those, close angles, especially those indoor areas where you can get double sprayed pretty handily, but that didn't really work out. It wasn't really the way that it went. But I did like the idea from both sides. I think that was the best play for both sides to actually make. It just was obviously a little bit more unforgiving for the side of the attacking side. But match point right now, 5-4 is the scoreline. Ukiyo Esports find themselves in the lead. And currently, everybody's sort of just playing a little bit more passive, trying to get for that information. Togs Foster Dad finally picking up that rifle once again, looking to get those early picks in the start of the round.
There's a good angle here by Togs Foster Dad. Anybody retreating here from the back of the grandma's house might just get fined, so they have to be careful of that angle. I'm not sure if they're aware that Togs might even be playing there in the first place. So no picks from either side, and as I say that, Togs does find one with the same exact angle that we saw him holding earlier. It's a great position to be playing and great find by him. 4v5 situation once again. It seems like Ascendancy are going to try and wrap around towards the back of the A side. And Krieg's able to find a double kill for him. A little pancake is able to find another one there. Getting the trade off on your Krill. It's going to be Togs all alone here inside. Loudly is quite low, so he can't really try and fight with him yet. Loudly has been able to get his health back up, and he's going to play here for the second kill. Is able to find a frag?
Yeah, that's a quick pick right there. Bring us to a 2v2. Lowly doing so well in that situation, but there's only 30 seconds left. Let's say what they got to do with this. So it's do or die for both of these teams at the moment. They do not want to see a 5-5 if you're on Ukiyo Sports, but they're going to go for A, which is probably the worst place they could end up because there's actually 2 players stacking here right now, and that's going to be 1 kill. No trade available, and we're going to see a 5-5 Ascendancy bringing it back. And a big misread on the side of Ukiyo Esports to go straight into A. I guess they were hoping that it would be left, undefended and maybe just go for a. They would be going for a retake, but that just wasn't the case. The crossfire was good. They got caught with their pants down. The nade was actually still in the hands of, I think it was EV3, if I'm not mistaken, but they just were not ready for that crossfire onto A.
But action already on A, starting here with a frag apiece coming other way, and so Togs and Krill already down for the side of Ukiyo Esports. Ascendancy, they're going to bring it down to a 5v3, and this is exactly the start that they wanted with 2 opening picks. They have control here of the center road and the main road, so they're playing around the fountain and the tank closer to A. Now Mikey, he's going to be wrapping back around towards the back of the bakery, and so it doesn't seem like they're going to try and go for this attack yet, even though they do have a pathway here to go into B. B is less defended right now, with 5 members still up on the entirety of the Ascendancy side. Ukiyo Esports have to pick the right side to attack here and even the right avenue to try and make that push. Otherwise, they might just find a full stack coming down their way, and so that's going to be too much for them to deal with. They might decide to waterfall here on top of the Grandma's house, considering how they're all going to the second floor, but it does seem like a B execute is what they're going to try and go for. A smoke should be dropped down in just a second, but for now, it seems like Ascendancy do have 40 seconds left on the clock, and that is quickly ticking down. So they have to try and make their execute happen soon if they really want this to happen. We're going to throw some utility towards the A side just to bait them out and just to keep some defenders there. But for now, they're going to get the smoke plant down, and Loudly will find the frag there. That's exactly what they needed when they did get the plant down in a 3v4 situation. You might just find a second here as they're coming in from the back of the convenience store passageway. Loudly's going to get found up by Apathetic, and that's going to break down to a 2v4 situation. It's not looking too well for Ukiyo Esports. The bomb is being defused. He's not able to deny it. He actually does. Krieg's able to find a double kill once again. That's his 3rd round, finding 2 kills to close off the round, and that's going to be map number 1 going to Ascendancy Esports.
Finally, that is the breakthrough that they needed. They were struggling the whole time on the offense, on the defense. And it took quite a bit for them to get back into it, but Ascendancy picking it up, getting that turnaround. It was match point actually already for Ukiyo Esports, who are going to be heartbroken with that, who are going to be quite disappointed with that loss. They were so close to coming away with game number 1, but just falling short at the very end. We said that this was gonna be a great first series of the day, and I definitely think that it is, proving itself to be true. We're going to see if it continues in Hardpoint as well, because Hardpoint is what we've got coming up next. So let's talk about Hardpoint for a minute. What do you think we're going to see here? What are your expectations for Hardpoint, Black and Blue?
Well, for Hardpoint, it is quite a different type of game mode. I mean, coming to Hardpoint, in Call of Duty, we have two basic types of, once again, game modes, wherein you have the respawn and the non-respawn game modes. We just played a non-respawn game mode, which is Search and Destroy, but coming into a respawn game mode such as Domination, or in this case, Hardpoint, well, it's quite a different story. Why is that? Well, when it comes to it, classic Call of Duty was pretty much made on the respawn game modes, Team Deathmatch, Domination, and the like, and so that's when you have, your more traditional roles come in, the Slayer, Sub SMG, your main AR, your support, and your route man, as they now call it, typically in 2020. And so they used to call it just a flank watcher or something like that, like a roamer, but now it's really called a route man. And so when it comes to Hardpoint, those things are important, having an anchor to hold your spawn in the first place, especially on Hardpoint, because when the points do switch to a position that is closer to your spawn, you really do not want your spawn to get flipped. You do not want, let's say, we're going to be playing Crash, I do believe, in the next map. If the Hardpoint is down, let's say, by blue, and then you guys have top spawn, you do not want your spawn to be flipped all the way down to the bottom of Crash, and that's going to take you so much longer to get back into the point, into the Hardpoint. And so when it comes to that, you really need these classic roles wherein you have your anchor, you have your sub SM, and you have your support to really hold down what you guys already have, what control you guys already have, your main AR also as well, of course. And so we're gonna see if Ascendancy can put all that into play. I really think when it comes to Hardpoint, one of the most important things you have to do is go for map control, and in this case, I hope we see that, because so far on what we just saw on Search and Destroy, they had a slow start coming into it, Ascendancy, with Ukiyo getting a quick 3-1 lead, but in the end of the second half, they were able to bring it back in attack, and that was because of the map control that they would quickly seize early in the round on their attacking side. So I hope they can continue that philosophy and that strategy coming here into Hardpoint on Crash.
Yeah, Hardpoint is one of those maps where I feel like we've seen historically everything just get flipped. The script has been flipped, and time and time again, we never really know what to expect when we're going into it. But speaking of going into it, we're just about to dive in game number 2. If you guys at home are watching on YouTube and you got that chat section, all popped up on your screens, make sure to drop who you think is going to be taking home the winner of the second game. Show some love, show some support as we dive straight in to the second game of the series. It's going to be game number 2 between Ascendancy versus Ukiyo Esports. And it's going to be a banger, if I may say. It's going to be another slobber knocker here. If we're going to go by the first match, if we're going to see if the first match is going to be a sign of all things. So let's go and find out. For me personally, I think, I'm going to say Ukiyo is going to make it up a little bit better here. But I don't know about you, Black and Blue. What you think?
I think we're about to get into just an explosive game here. It seems like that's going to be the case, as they're already going for a straight rush down the back alley. Here, Low Waffles, he's the only man to contest this for the side of Ascendancy, and he's going to find himself easily going to get found there by Mikey to open things up. Mikey will get traded off, of course. The point is in the control here for Ukiyo Esports for now, and that is because of the straight rush that they just did all the way through the back alley. That's a good push by them, although it has quickly been seized in return here by Ascendancy rather, Esports. And so as Mikey trying to clear their way inside the shop here, and well, they've taken control of one of the important positions for now, but it hasn't necessarily been converted into actual points yet, even though they have good control of positions that they should have here towards pillars. Though it's actually going to be held in the favor of Ascendancy.
I'm hurt.
And it's a 24 now, the 7-point lead. They actually Wait, they just moved somebody off of that. I think a little bit early. That's like a couple points that they wasted here. Apathetic will try to hold this on his own, but greeted by 3 members, of the side of Ukiyo Esports. Mikey going for that long-range spray down with that SMG, not going to have enough damage. Still will be enough to deter that push. Gonna find 1. Could he find 2? Yes, he does. In fact, will finally be traded from the side. Little Waffle actually does get him in the end, but still, it is Ascendancy maintaining possession of this hardpoint in a dominant fashion here. They have not given it up just yet. What for me they need to do on the side of Ukiyo, need to regroup, need to try and push together, because they've been getting caught off on that push. They've been getting caught off time and time again, and they need to find a different way of getting onto those hard points, because whatever they're doing at the moment, it's just not working.
Hardpoint is ours.
Yeah, they're down 20 points here and counting. Going even more so, almost 30 now as Ascendancy. We take a 30-point lead over them. Hardpoint will switch, and it is in the favor here, right on top of where Mikey where Wavy is rather, and so they quickly gain points starting off. They were already capping shop here. Some like to call it the cafe. Just in case the hardpoint switches there, they were already in that position, and they knew it was going to flip there, actually. That's why they were playing that position entirely, and so just a small visual bug there by Wavy. He's not actually surfing through the floor on his own. Kriegs, pushing from Pillar, trying to get the trade off for his teammate. He does not actually find it. Mikey will find a double kill. Little Pancake coming with some big waffles of his own, and so seems like both of these 2 members from Ascendancy are quite fans of some delights early in the morning. But Mikey able to find a double kill there with the Annihilator, and it's about 25 points here and counting for Ukiyo Esports.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
It's 94 points. They've actually managed to turn this around quite handily. So getting those 2 points in a row, those 2 hard points, really were able to, was able to boost up their scoreline. So they got the transform shield just in time and actually set it down at the perfect moment to be able to lock down those sites. No one was really able to get close onto it, and having that hard lockdown, Ukiyo, and actually getting kind of lucky on the second, right on the next point. They were really able to bring back the scoreline. Now it's 125 to 58 here, and they look like they're not stopping. Mikey just finding 1, could find another as he comes around this corner here. Yes, he in fact actually sees another one. Little Waffles will go down, will get traded by a knife, a melee rather, and Apathetic will avenge his fallen teammate, but it might be a little too late here. 3 seconds left on the point. Let's see where the next one is going to be, if anybody's going to take control of that just yet. 57 seconds on it still, and it looked like, oh, there's a Juggernaut. Yep, this is pretty much done. I don't see you coming up and winning against this, especially with the Juggernaut already holding that. Mikey's just going to go absolutely ham here. You can't really take him down. And I think that's going to be it. Congratulations to Ukiyo Esports very handily winning this second one. This was just absolute bloodbath coming into the second half. They were struggling quite a lot on the first one, but managing to make a great comeback coming into the second part of this.
I think the most important part that really Ukiyo did there, aside from their strong opening, although they were not able to convert that early in the points, but what they really did that really surprised me and I really like to see, and that also pretty much netted them this victory to give them that lead when the score was so close and so tight, was they just held shop knowing that, okay, so the hard point rotation already just went through here, went through here, went through here, went through A through B, through C. We now know it's going to go to D. There are only set points of hard points that there can really be. And, it's not random, okay? It's not like just it will happen in any point of the map. There are set points in the map where it can happen. And they knew that there's a high chance that it will probably go to this point, which is shop, right after, and that's exactly why they held that already prematurely. So when the hard point does flip to them, they already have control of that position, and I love to see that from Ukiyo Esports. That is big brain, that is proper Call of Duty. That is classic Call of Duty play, what we just saw there coming to Hardpoint by Ukiyo, and in the end, of course, Mikey with the great, there's nothing you can do when you have the mech on the floor. And I won't lie, when I saw Eve run around with those katanas, it just reminded me of the game that we had yesterday with that melee only team.
Oh
That's
yeah,
really
with
fun to
knives
see.
only, that was
Yeah.
just fun to see. I mean, it's one of those, as we said, it's one of those maps where it's definitely much more viable. But let's go ahead and talk about the upcoming game. It's going to be game number 3 here that we're going to be seeing on our hands. It's going to be Domination. So again, respawn game mode. So let's talk about how this is going to go down. Do you think that this momentum by Ukiyo is going to carry over to a map like Domination, considering that this is a respawn kind of game, a respawn game mode, and it's going to be on firing range, of course, but it's kind of like 50-50 for me because historically, every time I see a map or cast a match on firing range, it always just seems to go the other way completely of whoever won the previous game. That's just what I've seen. But what about you, Black and Blue? What do you think about this upcoming Domination game?
I think that was quite a good showing for Ukiyo Esports, and probably coming into map number 3, if I did not see that well of like a read here by Ukiyo Esports, I would have probably put it for Ascendancy, because they do have, I mean, both of these teams are very formidable when it comes to just straight up firefights. Domination is a lot about that, but with that read that they just saw coming in on map number 2, on Crash, on Hardpoint, I kind of think like maybe Ukiyo Esports might just have their foot already halfway out the door with trying to get these reads in, and they're always trying to be a step ahead. I like that forethought, and I like that they're being quite active in it. And so, I think out of this series, after what we just saw on both those maps, I think Ukiyo Esports is probably my prediction to you who's really going to move on from this. Ascendancy, though, they're definitely going to make it a close game. There's no way it's not going to be a close game. These guys have their aim on the point, and they've actually, if not for that great read for Ukiyo Esports, had a great chance of coming out with map number 2 and just closing it off 2-0. But of course, in the end, even after they had a really good start, Ascendancy, they were taken down in the end of map number 2, and well, that was that. Map number 3, though, Domination, I now think Ukiyo probably have a good chance of coming out here. How about you?
Yeah, speaking of, I think we're here already. Speaking of firing range, going to the next map, I definitely think Ascendancy is on the back foot. And, if I'm going to say, I think Ukiyo's got this in the bag. Krill has been amazing, and the rest of the members also stepping up lowly with a number of great clutches. Tugs Foster Dad has been on fire as well. Wavy and Mikey chiming in with some kills of their own, despite the fact that Wavy started really, really slow on that first game. We'll try to make things up right now, but let's go ahead and try to figure out how this is going to go. It's going to be the 3rd game of the series, and the last game, it will be the final game to decide who goes ahead and goes to the finals of the Rising Amateurs bracket right here, as both points now currently controlled. No one really going for B just at the meantime, but look at this reverse cap trying to come in for Ukiyo. Will be denied. And that will sort of just reset the pace here again. We're going to be finding ourselves once more in this deadlock.
Well, you can see here they're pushing up here from the back of the passageway, making their way all the way towards the bunker. Seems like quite a long flank coming in here.
Targets in sight.
Ascendancy with Lil Waffles, and he's going to find the fragment of Togs. They did not expect that. On top of Tin, though, they do have Lowly there, and he's going to give the information away for the Waffles instead to find that frag. Togs will find one of his own with a quick trade-off, and well, it is still neck and neck. Nobody being able to take control once again of Bravo, and we've been seeing this a lot here in Stax' Game House tournament, and so Little Pancake find the frag of his own. So
Losing A.
I'm hurt.
well, you're gonna see here double take already coming in by Ascendancy, as A and Charlie have both been taken. Bravo as well, being able to be held off for now, but
Heads up, team.
they're trying to go for a back cap here, Ukiyo Esports. It seems like a quick and early, small lead though for now, but everything's all going to be once again 8 points up. And it seems like as they take control of wood, the Pancake's able to find a frag of his own, and well, Bravo starting to finally be contested, and you're going to try and drop some utility to help them retake it, and you're going to successfully take control of Bravo now.
Yeah, Ascendancy holding on now to the second point, the middle point rather, B. They might actually lose C in the process though. Tog's foster dad will try to come in here, getting a double spray down to allow them to retain possession of it. Now getting that double cap in response here, but A might start to fall the other way, and it could be another cap going for the other side. Ascendancy here now going to be having 2 in their possession, but losing mid like that, was definitely, gaining mid like that is going to give them some momentum coming up into this one. 47 to 35. That's not a big score difference. Is very possible that they can come back from this, and they do have. I just don't know why they're not on it yet. Actually, there's nobody here for Ascendancy, so I guess I'm a little bit surprised to see why they're not trying to take it.
Well, as you said, they don't have that much of a lead. 15 points isn't anything, and they can be really caught up quick. You can see here, Ukiyo are trying to take control of Bravo, and they finally have here of mid. They're going to hold on to it for now. That's going to let them catch up in points a bit as the barrier does go down to help them hold it. It seems like Ukiyo are going to finally try and make their comeback here, and as 75 points is the max that we can reach here in the first half, it's going to be cut quite close.
Yeah, good spray down right there, but Molotov will finish him off. Wavy going down. Sorry, Little Pancake going down, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of missed the kill feed, but an attempt onto A will be denied here as Ukiyo will fail to take it from them right now. Lowly trying to get a little bit more control here, a little bit more possession. We'll find one. Now trying to get a little bit more position here in Tin, going for that spray down behind the shield. Not going to be able to find anything just yet. And they still are struggling to maintain any kind of control here. But they finally have taken B. They have taken that B side right here, but there's still kind of a little bit of ways to go before they actually close in that gap. Nice adjustment, however, from Lowly, getting that quick flick mid spray down while he was trying to get that shield off. He does actually get that kill, and that will actually bring us almost tied, 75-72 in the half.
Yeah, I do like that adjustment being shown there by Lowly. He was trying to initially burn down the barrier, the shield that they put down themselves, Ukiyo Esports. And the reason for that is, well, you don't want to give any extra cover for the team that's trying to take it, in that case, Ascendancy. Well, now Lowly, he's made his way here into Wood, and they're going to be taking control of their respective sites, A and Charlie apiece. But Bravo, still, once again, has not been contested. You can see here, Ascendancy rather, actually pushing in from the trailer and from the back of the firing range, and that's going to allow them at least some sort of movement as Krill does find his own way into the trailer. They do have most of the control of mid.
Yeah, and mid, obviously, very, very important here. They actually do have mid, trailer as well, and nobody's really in Tin at the moment. So, as you can see, this should be a fairly straightforward take for the B. They do spend a little bit of time trying to get that UV down. Sorry, that was the other side. But here, trying to deny EV3. EV3 trying to deny any presence onto the B side, but we're not going to allow them to do that. It's going to be a good spray down coming here. Tog's foster dad with that flank, not going to find the kills that he needed. The shield barely keeping up the people alive here for the side of Ascendancy. They will go down one by one, and it's going to be a shield now kind of working in favor, for the side of Ukiyo. They've actually managed to turn this on this head, and it's a double cap right now coming up here for Ukiyo. They've managed to turn it around. They've managed to take it back. Apathetic going down, and this, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a ball game on our hands.
We definitely do. It's really close, and that's exactly what we were talking about at the start of the second half here. That shield can work right against you here on the Bravo site if you guys do not burn it down quick enough. It's going to be used against you in that case. So now, Ascendancy, you're going to try and take control of Bravo here. I don't know if that's the right idea. They do have 2 members here on top of the Tin, and so they're really going to try and go for the Bravo retake here. It's going to be contested, though, as they do have a member here for Ukiyo Esports to try and stop that from happening, and might be able to find a double kill with the Annihilator. That's going to stop any hold, and as I was saying, although they were going for the B execute, I did not believe that was the right play. They perhaps could have wrapped around through the barricades and through barracks rather, and go for the A take, and that's, well, as they're dominated right quick, Ascendancy are able to take Alpha at least for now and stop the bleeding just a hair.
Currently 121. They do have a significant lead on the side of Ukiyo Esports. Will they be able to hold on to it? An attempt at B now being made here by Ascendancy will be denied rather quickly. Beautiful Molotov right there from Krill will prevent them from taking that cap right here, but it's going to be a care package right here. No, it's going to be a Juggernaut rather, and it's going to be denied just quickly with, oh wow. They just took that down so quick.
Destroyed. Not even 2 seconds.
The Annihilator, man, straight up. That was a
name.
big loss. That should have definitely been a big advantage right there, but they've lost it. But going back to the game, 140 to 116, it seems like Ukiyo are on the cusp of claiming game number 3 for themselves.
They're about to take it already here with just 5 points away. I think it is safe to say that even if they try and backcap C here, there's no way they can take Bravo in time. And that's going to be map number 3 and the series for Ukiyo Esports. They're going to move on. Congratulations to Ukiyo with a very valiant effort coming in here by Ascendancy.
Honestly, really great work from both of these sides. I thought that at first it seemed like Ascendancy was gonna start to kind of run away with it, but Ukiyo, man, showing that heart, showing what they're made of, that they're really in the game, that they're focused, they know how to come back from a loss, how to, the strategies, when exactly they were going to come in with that reverse cap, when they were going to try to go for B. The timings were actually really perfect, and they aligned for them. I love the flanks coming in from Tog's foster dad and Mikey. They were constantly flanking from behind wood, actually getting those kills and playing very, very smart. That any denial that they denied any kind of plays coming into that B area, which was absolutely brilliant here. So big congratulations to them. Of course, we are going to be taking a short break. We're going to be continuing a little bit more. But before we do go into a quick break, I want to show you guys real quick the final bracket of the day. We're going to be seeing one more game on our hands, aren't we, Black and Blue?
We definitely are, and that's going to be Ascension versus EzMoney. Now, if EzMoney are going to try and walk into this, I think it's going to be just quite an easy for them. And, well, that's not exactly what's going to happen, as Ascension are on their way on the path to rising to the challenge and victory here. So, we're going to have quite an interesting fight after Ukiyo does win this first best of 3 that we have here today. We have Ascension and EzMoney, and, well, whoever comes out on top of that is going to go head-to-head with Ukiyo Esports.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing them in the finals. Ukiyo of the Rising Amateurs bracket, where the winner of that will actually go against the winners of the finals in the Superstars bracket in the grand finals itself. But that's going to be a little bit later on. We'll talk more about that in a bit. But in the meantime, we've got to take a short break. And when we get back, it's going to be more Battle of Gamers here at Stax's Game House. Again, I'm Illustrato. Joining me is Black and Blue. These are our socials. Follow us, and we'll see you in just a little while. Don't go anywhere.
I give into the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this.
And welcome back to Stax's Gamehouse Battle of Gamers. We just saw a really close game, 2-1 final scoreline. Ukiyo Esports taking out Ascendancy and claiming their spot in the grand finals. We're going to be seeing that very, very soon. But before that, we have more games. One more amazing game here in the quarterfinal of the Rising Amateur bracket, and it's going to be none other than EzMoney versus Ascension. So let's talk a little bit about this upcoming game here. EzMoney, they look like they're unstoppable at the moment. They did fantastic in their game yesterday, but Ascension coming in hot as well. I will honestly say that it's going to be a difficult struggle. It's going to be a struggle to even predict this upcoming game here. But I want to get your thoughts, Black and Blue. What do we got on our hands in this upcoming quarterfinal?
Well, Ascension, they've gotten themselves this far through, and I would wager that their name is actually a callback to an old Black Ops 2 map, I believe, or Black Ops 1 map. And so these guys have probably been playing Call of Duty in that case for quite a while, even though they are part of the Rising Amateur bracket. So they're one of the fresher, newer bloods compared to the superstars who have probably been playing Call of Duty for a long time. These guys are definitely nothing to scoff at. And Ascension, I think, like, when I hear about them, it seems like they're one of the shoe-ins here for the Rising Amateurs to make it really far into the bracket here, and that's exactly what they've done. You said they flipped it back on Hardpoint, I believe it was the other day, and it seems like if a respawn game mode is what they're good at, and we're gonna have two of those here in the best of 3 series, then that might just be the defining edge that they might have over EzMoney.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
EzMoney, can you give us a bit of information aside from what you said a while ago when it comes to EzMoney?
Yeah, so EzMoney actually previously played in the laser tag tournament where they actually got really, really deep into the tournament, if I'm not mistaken, going all the way to the semifinal itself, but just falling short in the end. And the reason for this, I think, is because they're actually a team that did really well on, respawn game modes, because what we saw last time was just a lot of firing range, a lot of domination through and through. It was just a lot of fun, and those kind of game modes. And so coming into this, it might be a little bit different for them, especially when we've got Search and Destroy starting up. But let's talk about that a little bit later on, because at the moment, I kind of want to show you where we are. We'll take a quick look at the brackets and show everybody where we are at in the current stages of the game. So right now, we are in the second series of the day of the Rising Amateurs, and it's going to be Ukiyo Esports facing off against whoever wins this. It's going to be either Ascension or EzMoney. And of course, in the following days, that's going to be a few days from now, it's going to be Seminole versus Tribe. I'm starting off on Superstars, and Arsenal versus the Ace of Spades. That's going to be good as well. So stay tuned in for that. I know everybody's excited for Superstars, but these Rising Amateurs, they've got a lot as well to give. So we're about to start off in the game itself. So let's actually make a couple of predictions here. If you were to give me, I know this is difficult, Black and Blue, because I have no idea as well. But if you were to give me a team who you think is going to advance, who do you think it's going to be here today?
I think it's going to be Ascension 2-1, if anything. Yeah. How about you?
Ascension 2-1. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say EzMoney is, I've seen them play a lot more, and I definitely think they have such, good capabilities with them. They have a strong team. Anybody can really pop off and contribute. And they're actually really quite good, all around as a team. So I'm looking forward to seeing them play. And let's go and dive straight into the game. It's going to be the first game here on the last series of the day in the quarterfinals at Stax's Gamehouse in the Battle of Gamers. We're going to be starting off with Search and Destroy once more. And here we go into the first game. So already we're starting to see a lot more familiar names here. So it's going to be Ascension on the blue side, and it's going to be EzMoney on the red side. So a couple players that you want to take a look at is like Vern on the blue side, and Tatillo, who was absolutely insane yesterday. So definitely keep an eye out for those two.
Definitely so. A minute 40 left on the clock, and it seems like here on the defensive side of, as they lose A, I have to say, they do have a good hold, but they're quite spread out, and you can see the fruits of their labor quickly being removed here. Wow. On the attacking side, that's going to be EzMoney taking round number 1, rather.
Yeah, that was a really quick round already. In the blink of an eye, it's all over. So good momentum right here, building up for EzMoney. They're gonna start off really, really nicely. 4 nades coming out from them. Let's see whether this airstrike that they are pulling off with their nades, this ghetto airstrike. See if it works for them. You know, they're not gonna be able to find any damage. However, on the top of that, Kings will drop in the end. Yon will get that pickoff onto him, though, leading us into a 4v5. They have managed to secure a little bit of map control, but I don't know if giving that kill early on will be worth it. But Ukiyo makes it worth it as he brings it to a 4v4 and will be traded out as AOYT will go down in the end.
It is now a 4v3 here in the favor of Ascension, and well, they have taken control of the second floor here, Ascension, for the Grandma's house. And it does seem like here on the attacking side, Detalio is going to find support there on towards the A site. It's going to be A site open for them, and they're going to get the bomb planted down successfully, as there's nobody even within any range to deny it for now. Yon and Peachy will find the frag of their own, as Detalio, the bomb planter, is going to be left alive. Yon is going to be a 1v1 situation. Molotov on the bomb to try and buy him some time, and he knows that he can regenerate for now. A quick peek, and he finds a double kill at the end on the Yon to find a second round now here for EzMoney, and for now, their name does kind of hold true.
Yeah, making a little bit too much noise, I think, in a post-plant situation like that. Not entirely convinced that that was the right idea to go for that rush, but maybe he was just trying to secure more, you know, secure more control, secure a better position post-plant. It just didn't really work out for me. But, you know, good work right there coming in from Detalio, showing us why he's been absolutely insane on those clutches lately. Opening pick once again now in the third round of the game will be going to the side of EzMoney. They get 2, actually. They lose 3, however, is what I meant to say. And now everybody seeming to drop 2v5. This is the best chance at a round that we've seen from the side of Ascension.
Yes, and well, at Detalio, last one left alive, will he be able to run back and do it again? It's a 4v1 situation, and Vern is going to find his head quick and easy. That's going to be a first round here, halving the deficit and cutting it down by 1 from Ascension.
Yeah, a quick action all across the board. You know, just being able to rush and, you know, assert their dominance even on the defensive side. It's really a good sign when your defense is getting confident like this. The fact that they're confident with just pushing, it just means that you've got it in the bag. But having said that, Detalio doing some work here. 2 players now down. Detalio almost gets another one, though. Somehow escapes from his grasp onto this A site here. Now, Detalio doing so much work that he actually opens up the site, pushes a little bit too far, though. Maybe a little bit too greedy with those aim duels, but it still all works out in the end because Yon has been taken down as well, and now it's Peachy left in a 1v4 situation.
Well, with Peachy, things aren't looking so sweet as well. In a 1v4 situation, once again, this time for the side now of Ascension. Doesn't look too well. Bomb is going to get planted on B, and they're in no way to stop this. Able to find the straggler on the pick on the Kings. Not able to find the second is Ayo shouting out. Gonna get the third round here for EzMoney.
3-1 now, and again, the momentum swinging back to the side of EzMoney. They have been doing quite well, and, you know, I said earlier on, Detalio, just watch out for him. Indeed, he is absolutely on fire. 9 kills already this early on. He is miles and miles above anybody else on the other side. 3 times more kills than the guy next to him. And he's just been a force to be reckoned with at the moment. Nobody's really been able to stop him. And he finally gets another one here, drops down low on HP, will be taken out of the equation. Now it's Parka all alone in a 1v2, but he gets taken down rather quickly as well. And after that quick exchange of events, now suddenly 2 of 3.
A very hasty retaliation there by Ascension, and well, able to get a second round on the board, 1 away from tying it all up. We're going to see now how they're going to decide to play this once again, as the momentum has been swinging back and forth. It seems like we're on a rocking boat, and the waves are quite tidy. 2-3 on the board, and it seems like they're going to be going here on a push, a quick rush actually, by Ascension on the way from the back of the shortcut of Grandma's house. PG and Landa will go down. A quick trade-off by support though, bring it to a 4v3 situation, and they actually turn it back around. It's now a 2v2, quickly going either way, and this could happen, and this could go to anybody's direction right now, as Yon is the last one left alive in the 2v1 situation. He still has a good chance though, lots of time left on the clock and lots of health and lots of utility to use with But for now, we're going to see if he can isolate them and find the 1v1 situations. He's not going to. And Parka YouTube is going to find the frag there on Neon, and that's the 4th round now here at the half for EzMoney.
Yeah, not entirely too convinced about that round here from Ascension. I'm not so sure whether they should have gone for the quick play right there. You know, these rounds have been going so quick. Neither of these teams really going for those default style plays, going for those slow and steady approaches, whether they're baiting utility or, you know, just waiting for a push. We're not seeing any of that. It's just sort of back and forth action and people winning. And I think this is why currently they're struggling in this situation for the side of Ascension, because they can't really keep up. Titilio is just, you know, putting up a workshop here. 11 kills already. No one's really been able to stop him, and we're just seeing this sort of rinse and repeat moment here. They could get this round for themselves, though, because it's now suddenly a 1v4, and it's the best chance that they've got so far, and they actually do close it out. Now it's 3-4.
That was entirely the opposite approach of what they did the round prior. Instead of trying to go for a straight rush, you were like, okay, let's hold things back. Let's step on the brakes for a bit and let's look for the info, get the picks. They found the opening pick and they were able to avalanche that into a round, and so just a 1-round deficit now. Default nades here on the A site, and it seems like that's going to tell the story of what they're going to try and go for here, Ascension, as they seem like to be posturing for an A take in just a second. But it is being stacked entirely here by the EzMoney side, and all 5 members for them have their attention towards the A site now as Attilo finds Peachy.
Yeah, it's one more kill going for Titilio. He does find another opening pick. Now members left and right dropping for the side of EzMoney. 2 players going down. Titilio looking for another kill under his belt, but not going to be denied. Not going to be actually going to be able to get that kill as Vern denies him this time. It's Ayo and Leyenda left standing here in a 2v4. This is another great opportunity for the attacking side. And it's going to be one more kill. Ayo almost gets it, doesn't close it out in the end, and they drop as well. Now it's a 4-4 tie game, tie scoreline here. Both of these teams really going at each other's throats.
Once again, we have a pretty tied up scoreline as we saw on the first game of the day, best of 3. And so as a 4-4, is this once again going to go to a 5-5 match point either way? We're going to see that happen, but a great nade by Ayo by Yon rather, to find Ayo to get the early pick here for EzMoney. PG is going to find himself getting taken down as well, and so it's going to be a frag either way now. And 4 versus 4 just typically favors the attacking side, but that's going to be quickly enhanced here, or doubled down, as Kings does find another frag.
Yeah, Titilio now still, somebody's caught up to him. Actually, it's Yon, and Yon has been doing absolutely insane as well. He's getting picks left and right. Not wanting to be shown up by Titilio. He is here to play in this first game as well. It's now a 3v2. 2 players left standing for the side of EzMoney. Titilio spotting one, not going to be able to get that kill just yet. We'll finally close the deal, and now it's brought us back to a 2v2. Looking for another one, not going to find it just yet though. And still, everything sort of resetting in the balance. Titilio really going for those aggressive picks, really going for those aggressive pushes, and they're struggling to deal with it at the moment. But having said that, the bomb will go down, and actually the side of Ascension will get that plant here. Sige in a lot of trouble. He goes down as well. Now it's Yon in a 1v2 situation. Smokes will go down, and that's going to make the defuse a lot more possible. Will be spraying through, looking for the diffuser. Not going to find it. Somehow still alive, though. He does actually manage to duck and weave, but he is not going to be able to stay alive to get that diffuse, and it's another round on the board for Ukiyo. Sorry, for EzMoney.
I mean, I get why CK went for the initial push immediately after getting the plant off, because right on the other side of that, EzMoney were already quite close to them, but I still don't think that was the right idea to do at the end of it. And as you give your teammate the 1v2 to try and hold off the post plant, that isn't the best situation to be in. You can see there Peachy on top of the Grandma's house on 2nd floor. He's looking down the way of Main Street, and well, Titilio, I think, has an idea of that happening. He's going to let a nade loose, and that's not going to find anything for now, as they try to contest the position being held right now here by Ascension Esports towards the Grandma's house. It does seem like Ukiyo are quite aggressively pushed up already, and that's going to take away a lot of map control that Ascension might otherwise have had.
Yeah, EzMoney here, losing one member very early on. That's going to be Kings. Vern will try to get that pick off right here from that tank, but not gonna find one just yet. A little bit slow on the trigger, not gonna be able to get that pick, but everybody now just sort of calming down, trying to slow the pace. But look at this flank from Parka. Beautiful work from him. Double spray down, getting two people from the back, leaving Yon in a precarious 1v4. It's going to be very difficult here. Could be the game, and in fact, it will be. EzMoney coming up ahead, and all because of that amazing flank right there from Parka, opening up that round beautifully and letting their team secure that game. First game going to EzMoney. Tatilio, no surprises there. He is the MVP of this game. He's been an absolute force to be reckoned with in this entire tournament, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more from him.
Yeah, Parker, you typically have it on your back, but on that final round, he put the entire team on his back to get that round, and well, great job there by EzMoney to get map number 1. Ascension, though, I still do think they have a good chance to flip it back onto map number 2 here on Hardpoint coming into Crash. And so we're going to have a very tight series. I do believe we had a quite tight map number 1 already. Can't believe you can get any closer than that, but we're going to have something, I think, spectacular happen coming here into map number 2, as both of these teams seem to be quite fired up here, both of them. And so we're going to see how things are going to just go for either way.
Yeah, coming up into the second game, it's going to be Hardpoint. And this one is definitely a game mode where you got to carry over the momentum in the first game. Now, if you're on the side, of Ascension, you want to be, mentally strong here. You don't want to get that lost to your head, because you got to feel it. You got to feel it coming into respawn games here. If you're not feeling confident, if you're not feeling your A game, it's going to be hard going into the next two game modes. Hardpoint, Domination, these are maps where you really have to be feeling the vibe. You got to be in the zone to be, in these matches at all. Otherwise, it's going to be a total struggle. So we're hoping to see that coming into this one. But what do you expect to see different, Black and Blue? Maybe from the side of, Ascension. What do you think they got to do different coming into this second game?
Well, since we're moving into a different game mode, it might be a bit premature or quite difficult to say exactly what they can do, as we're going to be going to Hardpoint, which is played entirely different. So what Ascension can do is, okay, let's stick to what we know. Let's do what we know how to play Hardpoint. And then from there, they have to make quick and early adjustments immediately if they see if it's not working. Because then they don't have a cushion. They don't have a one map cushion that they can rely on, at least. Okay, we can try some things out, because even if we go down this map, even if it's a close game, we can come back the next. If they lose this, they're dead. That's it. They're out of the tournament. And so try and do what you can, but as soon as it's not working, you guys have to try and really adjust immediately. And we're gonna see how they're gonna start to play off their hard point here on Crash. And so for EzMoney side, though, keep things rolling, because they've been doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, let's take a look real quick at where exactly we are in the tournament. We want to show you guys the bracket for a second, just to update everybody who maybe hasn't seen it at the moment. So we are currently at the second game of the day, Ascension versus EzMoney. You just saw Ukiyo Esports taking a 2-1 victory against Ascendancy. And in the following days, we will be seeing the Superstar bracket. That's going to be Seminole versus Tribe and Arsenal versus Ace of Spades. So look out for that, because we're nowhere near done here at Stax's Gamehouse Battle of Gamers. We've got a lot more great Call of Duty mobile action for you. And in the meantime, of course, if you want to find out more about Stax's Gamehouse, let's talk real quick about Stax's Gamehouse. It's basically this amazing community that Stax has started here to give players a chance, at having those careers in esports, because everybody's got to start somewhere. Everybody's got the grassroots approaches, you know what I mean? And how important is it to have a place like Stax's Gamehouse, where players and sort of amateurs and rising amateurs can get together and test each other to the limit?
Yeah, I mean, when you really want to try and get your start off into things, these type of tournaments are exactly the perfect type of thing to really get going. And so, if you want your path to pro, always start with joining tournaments. And this is exactly the type of tournament that you guys should be wanting to join. We're going to have more, I'm sure, coming up here inside the Stax Gamehouse. And you guys definitely want to get your keys up and in, so you can join these really nice games that we got going on. You see the type of competition that we have going on here. And so and you just love to be a part of that. Of course, like and share everything, the pages, the stream, of course, to everybody. And so each single piece of support that you guys show to the community and show to the tournament here will further help invest the everybody else into the community here of Call of Duty Mobile. And so guys, keep it going. Thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, the viewers, if you guys aren't there, this wouldn't happen. And so this is all up to you guys as well. Quick, I believe roster change coming in here for EzMoney, if anything, and then we're about to get the game going underway.
Yeah, they might be going for a sub. I think it might be a, yeah, I think they do have a sub, if I'm not mistaken. Is it going to be, I'm not 100% sure who they're going to bring in just at the moment, but we might be seeing it, and I think this is a good time to do it, especially after the first match, because there are a lot of players that definitely play better on search and destroy maps, and you want to be ready and say, okay, if we have a player who's definitely more capable at doing respawn game modes, then you probably want to bring him on for that. And in fact, it is going to be the case. Can't exactly see. I think it's JP who is coming in, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get confirmation on that, if anything. But we're about ready to go into the game. We'll talk about details a little bit more later. Let's go straight into it, because we're going to be heading into the second map of the day here. Second map of the second game here, and we're going to be seeing Ascension versus EzMoney. Now, I'm going to give you a quick chance before we dive into it. What do you think, Black and Blue? Is it going to be a 2-0, or do you think it's going to be a 1-1?
Well, honestly, 1-1. I still am sticking to my guns. 2-1 Ascension. They're gonna have a chance to run it back here, but you know, I won't lie. That switch by EzMoney has definitely got me quite worried here for Ascension. But I still do believe that they can come out on top at the end of map number 2 here on Hardpoint. We're gonna get things going in just a second. Only a single player waiting to be readied, and we're about to get things going. And so they do switch out now. I believe is EJM is his name.
Yeah, EJM JP. Does that mean like Japan? Or I don't think it does, because we're obviously doing it in A. But you know, I'm just gonna assume it's EJM. I'll clarify that with our producers a little bit later on. But you know, I'm going to stick to my guns as well. I'm going to say that it's going to be I think it's going to be 2-0 this time, EzMoney. They look hot. Tatilia is looking crazy, but let's dive into it. It's going to be the next game of the day. Here we go. EzMoney, can they close out this game and take us into a 2-0? Or will Ascendancy make a comeback? And we're going to be starting right now with Hardpoint here on Crash.
Let's get it going. They do have now 4D side here of EzMoney. It's going to be EzM coming in. AO Kings.
Oh, it's JP.
And it is.
Yeah, JP, because it's EzMoney, I think, right?
Yeah, that's the tag.
Yeah, that's the tag, EzMoney. Okay, cool. Just trying to make sure.
For sure. A double opening pick though here for EzMoney, and they've taken early control. Already 15 points up at the end of this, and here playing towards the pillars, there is nobody to even try and contest this for the side of Ascension. And well, a good opening start already by EzMoney.
And nice pick coming in right there. 21 points up ahead already. EzMoney, this quick domination, getting 1 point down and down pat will allow them such an early lead here. 26 points. That's not a joking matter. You know, the side of Ascension, they're going to have to come back strong if they want to stay into this game. Otherwise, we're going to see a bloodbath here. We're going to see an absolute stomp, because at the moment, they can't really get any map control here. It's very much a struggle.
It definitely is, and well, 40 points up already, and still the hard point is being held here by EzMoney. It does seem like they're ringing true to their name, but point has been flipped now, and it's going to be taken and held quite aptly here by Ascension. Quick frag by Volky, but he's not going to find anything more. It's Parka quick on the trade here for EzMoney. He's going to be boosting themselves up on the dumpster, and well, the point is being contested rather, and that's going to bleed points here in the favor a bit for either side. Nobody really getting too much control of it, as they're both just finding trades coming underway. The rocket out, he's able to find frag with it. Volky as well here burning, but he's not going to have to really worry about that for now, as the point has not really been held by anybody.
Yeah, that's a little bit awkward. They just forgot about it for a second right there, assuming, I guess, that there was somebody on it. But finally on the board, 23-47. Now chiming in with some points. Ascension right here, doing their best to keep up. But they are actually losing the control yet again. No one really holding firm though onto the site, so there is still a good opportunity for Ascension to come back into this game.
20 points up, and still, time is ticking. It's going to be cut down shortly as they have control here of the shop. Kings already here in Cafe and on the top of it. You're going to find a frag of a piece, so it's going to be, what, 12 points is the lead that EzMoney have over Ascension here. They're going to quickly retake it, though. But for now, there's lots of members here for the side of Ascension to really contest that, so neither team is really going to be able to take control of that, even though, yes, EzMoney are getting a few points. You can see they're quickly contested already by Ascension as they're swarming the shop now. A quick barricade to be dropped here from the bottom spawn, and that's a great position to be putting it in, but it does seem like Ascension can come away at the end of this with pretty much the control of the point and, well, just 5 points up.
Yeah, they've actually made this comeback happen here. So Ascension now ahead, not for long though, as the score again once has been leveled. Parka looking for that spray down, not going to be able to get it. Volky chiming in with a kill of his own, and it's 66 to 67. Map control really fluctuating between both of these teams. Nobody really having that hard control over any points right here. But now for the spawn has been absolutely great. The point is definitely in the contestation, in the possession rather, of Ascension here. They have a good lead, a good solid lead, but I think at this point here, let it go for the side of EzMoney. If I were them, maybe go for the next one, because 18 seconds, 15 seconds, it's not that much time to try and retake it. So you might be wasting too many resources if you're going to be trying and going for this point this late on.
Yeah, I mean, they already have quite a lead on them, so they know they can just give up this point and try to make it back on the next one. That's exactly what they're going to do. The spawn, the hard point is going to be flipped towards their top spawn. Previously it was on bottom, and that's going to help them at least try and contest things and get the score back up. But it's quickly been taken by Ascension already. They clear out the entirety of the top spawn, and that was even the spawn of EzMoney here. They're able to retake it for themselves, and it does seem like they're well on the path to taking this map number 2 if things seem to be going their way quite again. You're trying to push in here from blue already, EzMoney, but it's quite hard to retake that in return. There's only 2 members here for Ascension on the point, of course. One left after Parka goes down. That's actually going to be controlled, going to be seized once again here by EzMoney.
I just want to point out that Parka, he's actually on fire right now. He is legitimately insane. 21 kills to his name. He's looking unstoppable. They've taken out Detilio is actually the big surprise for me. I'm not sure why they've done that, especially considering how good he was yesterday. But now he is out of the equation. JP has been is filling in for him, and at the moment it's 125 to 111. This is still a definitely comebackable game. Parka almost getting another one. He still cannot be taken down. Finally will, but the damage has been done already, and the point now being secured here by the side of EzMoney. Or yeah, not for long though, because this is a little bit awkward. Look at the shield exchange here in the middle. They both set up those shields and are just sort of exchanging crossfires here in the middle.
Great use of utility though to buy them some cover for either side.
Oh no, DC.
Disconnection coming in, and that's not what we want here for EzMoney, especially when Ascension already have the lead and time is ticking. 15 points left and counting down before this map number 2 is taken here by Ascension. 10 left, and well, it does seem like they're going to come out with this as Ascension do have control after disconnection. They're going to come out with it in map number 2 to bring it to a 1-1 at the series.
Yeah, 1-1. That's gonna be our final scoreline. Heartbreaking right there for EzMoney. They had it for a minute. They were very close, at the cusp of victory. But honestly, a very strange choice of substitution for me. Why they would take off Catilia, who has been doing so well, especially in the first game, and putting in somebody new. Not to diss or anything of JP's skills, but just changing in the middle of the match like that, from 1 to 2, just might throw off the chemistry, and I think that might be one thing. The disconnection in the middle of that match was another, so very heartbreaking for them, and they'll be going into a 150 to 104 final score line here. We do have another game on our hands, and it's going to be Domination. So let's talk about that from what we saw in this game. How do you think we're going to fare here in Domination? What do you think we're going to see in Domination compared to Hardpoint?
Well, it seems like when it comes to the respawn game modes, once again, Ascension do have things, they got things on top, and they're on top of any situation that's been happening. Even though it was close right before that disconnection, I still do believe Ascension could have come out on top of this. And, well, coming into map number 2, map number 3 here, onto Domination, I think another tale of the tape is due, and I think the story is still going to ring true on what happened there on map number 2. Unfortunate, of course, that a disconnection happened for EzMoney, but that is kind of the nature of the beast when you're talking about, online tournaments, and
Yeah.
it happens. You just have to deal with it sometimes. Of course, it was near the end of the game, so there wasn't really any time for him to reconnect. But at the end of it, I still do think Ascension are going to come out of this 2-1.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm really still surprised about the substitutions. I want to know. I kind of want to ask later bit about why they would make a substitution at such a crucial point. But we'll find out. Maybe. But for me, my prediction, I think I'm still gonna stick with. Actually, no, I'm gonna change my prediction. I'm gonna say that I think Ascension have the upper hand here, and with that substitution coming in. With that DC, the momentum has actually dramatically shifted. I think this is currently Ascension's game to lose, and it's going to be an absolute struggle here. So let's go and talk about the upcoming game. So we're going to be going to the next game very, very shortly. But before we do, I just want to get your prediction. Let me know. Everybody who is watching at home, who do you think is going to win this game? Do you think it's going to be Ascension taking this into a 2-1, or do you think EzMoney has got this in the bag? Let us know in the comment section. Of course, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. That's at Stax' Game House, both on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube where all this action is happening. So we're just about ready to go into the game itself. So just hang on a little bit. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at the bracket, just to show you guys, especially the people who have, not been here completely. So the next game is actually going to be this Ascension versus EzMoney. We'll be facing off against Ukiyo Esports in the final in the following days, and we've got the Superstars bracket up next. But let's not delay any further because we're ready to go into the match itself. Here we go with the final match of the day. It's game number 3 here with EzMoney losing currently tied currently with Ascension in a 1-1.
Yes, and so I'm really excited to see how this has been going on. I believe this is one of the closest series that we've had so far here in the Sax Game House. It's been really tight and really close. Unfortunately, once again, if not for the disconnect, I think it would have been even closer than it came out there in map number 2. So they do finally have every member back in here, EzMoney, and we're about to get the map going underway, I do believe, in just a second. So I'm quite excited for map number 3.
Yeah. I think they're just waiting for a couple more players to get ready, psyching themselves out, just kind of trying to get into that game, because when you're in a high intensity situation like this, when you're in a very pressuring situation, a lot of it is about being mentally prepared as well as physically prepared, because you can train all you want, you can play team deathmatch as much as you want and sort of get ready, but if you don't come into this game, into a final like this, into a quarterfinal mentally prepared, you're just not going to be able to perform. So there's a lot of teams that actually have sports psychologists to get the teams ready. How important do you think mentality plays into a game like this, especially when it comes to respawn games, when it's all about confidence and momentum and feeling out the enemy?
Well, I mean, that's part of the game, of course, is the physical aspect of it, how you interact with whatever your platform is, but of course the mental aspect is such a big part of it, and that's why we have these whole things with sports psychologists being hired for different a lot of the larger teams nowadays, is because at the end of the day it is not just a battle of skills but a battle of wits and mental fortitude as well. And in this case, if you're not feeling it mentally, it's going to be really hard to perform in that case. So trying to get yourself psyched up, trying to, even after a loss, of course, especially when you're playing a series like a best of 3, best of 5, after you lose a map, you cannot let that transfer over